I did not break overnight, but there was a moment I realized I didn't have the capacity anymore. Hi, my name is Lydia. Welcome to the channel. This is where I share real stories about transition because change is what happens around us every day. Change is constant. We know that. But transition is what happens within us while that change happens. And sometimes you really don't realize how much you've been carrying until something else gets added on top. Well, let's say by this point, if you've been listening, season 5 is the identity collapse. I'd highly encourage you to listen to the whole of season 5. I've put it together in a playlist. If you click the link on the first comment, you will find it. By this point, you already knew that things were starting to really, the cracks were starting to appear, but I was still holding on. So I already knew something wasn't right. I felt it. But guess what? Typical of me, I kept going. Kept going with my classes. Kept going with my taking care of my child. And then 5 months in, I got pregnant with my second child. Wow. Remember, if you listened to some time back this season, when I had my child, I had to be on bed rest the whole 9 months. So imagine I had to go on bed rest again this time. While I was in full-time school, while I was a full-time mom, while I was a full-time wife, if that's something like that. Everything was shifting again. So I'm imagining going back to bed and I had a 6-month-old child to take care of. How was I going to function? This is the time that child is learning to sit up, to maybe at some point crawl. They're starting to eat different food. So I really need to be present. I really need to be mobile. I like that. The demands of that life was not that would accommodate, a full-time bed rest. So my brain started to process this and everything started to shift again on top of everything else that was going on. So I didn't know it then, but this was yet another major transition. Not just becoming a mother again, but doubling the responsibility without doubling the support. Remember, now I'm in a whole new state. The support I had with the church that I became family with has been left in another state. I'm in a completely new state, and in this state now I feel completely alone because we have just moved in. Our neighborhood is different. There's no church close by. I still don't know where to begin. Initially, my husband introduced me to people and a church. In this state, things were so different. I didn't know where to start from. So my loneliness and my isolation and my support system completely was now at zero. And I had different needs. The people around me too had different needs. This child is growing, having different needs with nutrition, with their physicality, with emotions. I have different needs because now I'm incubating another child. My emotions are all over the place, and I have the craziest of morning sicknesses which last the whole 9 months. I don't get it, but all the pregnancies, they've always been like that. And I'm also having to be present to go through school the whole day, and I have to be present to be a wife. And in all this, I'm alone. I don't feel like I have anybody I can even talk to. It's constant attention, no consistent support. I'm still navigating a lot of instability because I still also don't know, are we going to move? My time wasn't my time anymore. Let's just say that. Oh, my energy also wasn't mine anymore. I actually didn't even know where my energy was. As I said in the last episode, I was just going through motions. And sometimes something I felt like inside me changed. I stopped catching up. I really stopped catching up. Now the cracks started to become very, very obvious. No matter how much I did, I never felt like enough. I wasn't recovering anymore. I wasn't feeling like when I go to bed tomorrow, okay, there'll be another fresh day. No. I was more irritable and I had a child to take care of. I felt very vulnerable. I was more exhausted. I was less patient. I was less present as well. And I couldn't understand why. What I realized later is when your capacity is exceeded for too long, your system doesn't adapt. And this adaptation is needed so that you don't break down. But I realized I had not adapted fast in my brain. I was still hoping and praying that I could get the 24/7 help that was ever present in Kenya. I still felt like I needed my mom next to me. I still felt like, oh, at some point, my brain hadn't adapted to my new environment. Every regret I had, everything was just, crashing down on me. And my system started to break down. And that was a transition down there. Remember coping to breaking? Now it's from coping to overload. My system is completely overloaded and I just cannot take it. Even though I still expected myself to function the same way, I couldn't. I wasn't the mother I thought I would be. I wasn't the woman I used to be. And I didn't know how to reconcile those. Anyone listening now, if your life has expanded but your support hasn't, which I know many of us immigrants do face, many of us women do face, there's just a lot of added responsibility, added identities, added this, and then we try our work-life balance or this, acknowledging that life is expanding but your support is not, when you really do need support. I want you to know you're not failing. You're overloaded. And in America, I can tell you, being overloaded is almost like something normal for a woman, but I totally don't like it. And if you're in this situation, ask yourself, what really has increased in my life right now? What is it? A new child? Is it a new job? Because sometimes we tend to have 1, 2, 3 jobs, a new sick person, a new school, women constantly improving themselves or whatever it is, or you're starting a new business, and there's something else that's decreasing. Because despite the fact that we always talk about balance, there's really no balance. There can never be balance when there are 10, 11 things looking at you. Let me remind you, capacity is not unlimited. And there's really no honor, no medal in overloading, in overworking, in overstretch. There's no honor in suffering. I'd love for us women to really realize that there's no honor in it, in overdoing. You're starting a business, plus you're employed full-time, and all these things continuously stretch you. That balance you're looking for, if you have kids and all that, that is not happening. What you might want to focus on is maybe harmony, not work-life balance, but just harmony in everything, making sure that when you're present with those kids, you're present 100%, and then you can go immerse yourself in the other things, and don't forget to take care of yourself as well. Oh, back to the story. At the time, I thought I just needed to try harder, to be better, to manage better. You would find me looking at my computer, looking at my to-do list. I always have a to-do. I could have even 10 to-do lists. I'm telling you, my desk is full of notes. I'm an I didn't write. I write everything down that needs to be done. Then I still write it in the computer. Double work. Anyway, so I just thought I just needed to try harder. Oh, another child is coming, or yeah, they're here. I just need to fix my schedule better. Oh, maybe I'm wasting time. This 1 hour that I'm maybe doing this, I should do this. Oh my God. I just thought I needed to manage better, and I thought I needed to keep up. But what I didn't realize was that I was already way past my limit. And eventually, everything I had been carrying caught up with me. Yes, it did. Well, transitions don't always break you immediately. They stretch you first. And I was stretched thin. My dear listeners, if you've ever felt like your life expanded, but your capacity did not, tell me about it in the comments. As you watch the other episodes, this season 5 is really full of those moments where you can catch yourself, be like, oh, okay. I highly encourage you to look at the playlist and watch this episode after episode so you can see the progression. And I hope maybe you can catch yourself before something falls apart for you like it did for me. And if all this resonates, stay with me. Subscribe, like, share with someone. The next one might be the one you need. And it's because the next part of this story is where everything finally broke. See you next time.